Welcome to another episode of LinkedIn Lids Off. I'm your host, Benny Wellington, coming at you live from my kitchen. I just want to talk today about Plastic-Free July and how I fucked it up. I tried my best and I've come a long way. You might remember the conversation that I had with Plastic-Free Mermaid. Strategies and different things that we could do during Plastic-Free July and throughout our lives to cut back our overconsumption of plastic. And shout out to Falguni Katira, who saw the post and actually it inspired her to have a crack at Plastic-Free July. So I'd love to hear how you went. But what I'm going to do today is go through some of my shopping ingredients that I had bought during, well, I avoided some of them, but some of them I bought during Plastic-Free July, which is bad. But I'm talking about strategies now that I'm going to take into my life to be more plastic aware. So one of the first things, which I don't have anymore because I don't use it, is chewing gum. I used to chew chewing gum every single day. I found an alternative that came in a cardboard box and it tasted like crap. So I just went, no more chewing gum. Let's just deal with it for a month. And now I've kind of just weaned myself off it. Now, one of the things that I missed the most was my hummus. So I love my hummus, like every day. Me and my flatmate Dan, we call ourselves the hummus monsters because I reckon we could punish one of them in 5 days if we're really trying. Probably less, actually, especially if that coincides with the weekend. So I bought this on the 1st of August and I realized that I don't really need to buy this, even though it's delicious. I can make this. Well, watch this space because it might turn out like shit. So while I was just having lunch then, I just watched a YouTube clip, which was possibly one of the most boring monotone YouTube clips on how to make hummus. Well, on anything, any topic I've ever watched. And it's had 3.3 million views. So I'm going to go with the fact that it's had that many views. It must be some good hummus. So I'm going to make that recipe and I'm just going to jam it back in this plastic. And that's what I'm going to do. Now, something that I bought during the time were these, because I had to make this recipe and I needed dates and I needed apricots. Now I know that I could have gone and found them at like a farmer's market or something, but I didn't have time. So what am I going to do this time? I'm going to go, when I finish these delicious apricots and these pitted dates, by the way, this isn't like, oh, I'm getting paid sponsorship for this shit, because I'm not. This is just food that I like. So yeah, I'm going to go take it back down to Harris Farm because they don't actually have plastic bags there in their sections where you get this stuff. So I'm just going to take it in there, be a weirdo, fill up my apricots and my dates or whatever I decide to have, and then I'm just going to weigh it like that. Sick. One thing I had to buy as well was some rice because I was making a curry. Rice is a bit tough. And so the point of this is that if you have any feedback on where I can get this stuff, I live in Sydney, Australia, let me know, because maybe you can get rice in like bulk, probably in like a Hessian bag, could be the go. I don't eat that much rice anyway, but anyway, I had to buy rice for the curry, but a good alternative and something that I've been absolutely frothing out on is couscous, which comes in a cardboard box and no plastic in there. Oops, fuck, let's clean that up. So yeah, another thing that I buy, and this is because I have the same lunch every day, like I fast, I do 16 and 8s and I don't have breakfast. Most times, unless it's for a social interaction. Never skip a meal if you've got an opportunity to connect with another human. Meals are some of the most important times of the day that we have. So yeah, I normally buy a different brand, but I wanted to try these like red quinoa and or quinoa igarashi if you're a surfing fan, or chia wraps. So I wanted just to try them. But the thing is, like, yeah, they're pretty good. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the street in Bondi. I'm going to ask one of the shops if they can just make me up a bunch of wraps. And I'll just pay them whatever. And so the idea about all this stuff is like making the hummus and the wraps and, oh, here's some banana bread. I didn't need to buy this. Pure vanity buy. I'm just a bit of a banana bread frother. And it was reduced and they were going to throw it out. And I was like, I don't want them to throw it out and someone not eat this delicious banana bread, which is kind of like they got me. But at the same time, you know, sometimes you need to have a battle to get the banana bread. I can make this. I'll get to my point, but yeah, Greek yogurt was another one. So maybe I've just got to go suss out where I can get some yogurt and just hold on to this container. I just love Greek yogurt. It's freaking delicious. And then butter. Like, this isn't even butter. This is gross. I've had this probably for 2 months. So I can just get something nicer that doesn't come in plastic. So all in all, there's not a lot of stuff that I use plastic for. But the idea with this kind of stuff, and the hummus in particular, it's like, how much extra is it going to cost me to alleviate the plastic from my life? And how much time, because time is the most important thing that we have, right? Like, am I really going to get anything out of making hummus that doesn't taste as good as this? only time will tell. But I also really like flavored hummus as well. So in terms of my offset during plastic-free July, a little hack I did was I would walk to the train station rather than get the bus, and then pick up some coffee cups and plastic along the way. And so I'd save $1.30, but then I was kind of like, so I'd make myself feel a bit better about myself because of this and buying, you know, these things. So I guess the point is, when you're doing a 30-day challenge, it's important to identify when you do feel a bit sick. Like if you go into a shopping center in Australia, everything has fucking plastic on it. Like everything, even like like glass bottles will have a plastic ring around it, and you can find stuff that doesn't, but it really restricts what you can and can't buy. So it's important just to be like, okay, I really do need this. But upon reflection, once you've bought it, obviously recycle it as best you can. But think about, what can I actually do? How can I, you know, meet my standards so I don't feel that little bit of sickness in the guts next time? And so my hack for you guys is, obviously I do 101 tokens, which is all about smart drinking and thinking about every time you do it and how you can do it better the next time. So what I'd like to do is have 2 plastic days that I'm allowed each month. So I'm not doing plastic free. I don't really like abstinence anyway. One on the 1st and then one on the 15th or thereabouts. And that's the only days I can buy plastic. And then I really have to think about, like, what items do I need to buy that have plastic in it? Maybe there's like detergents and stuff like that, which I didn't show because I didn't buy any. There's other things that we buy with plastic in it, but just really focus on those days. And then the things that I can't live without, can I hack my way to getting the same products, or can I find people who are just making it and I can just refill the stuff I've already got? And yeah, so whatever floats your boat, whatever you give a fuck about, try and apply those same principles to it. And yeah, as I said, don't get anxious that you haven't fully nailed it, because that's where we come unstuck with everything. Same with, like, you know, trying to cut back on the drinking and stuff. If we feel like we're failing, it just perpetuates a negative cycle of fuck up, fuck up, fuck up. Yeah, just have a chat with someone or make a video and show people, and then they'll probably send you a better hummus recipe that doesn't have monotone, boring people telling me how to make it, because that does not float my boat. Anyway, LinkedIn lives off, live from Benny's kitchen. Froth out, have a ripping day. Ew!